Welcome to Shattered Ships, brought to you by Fandom Encounters. This is your DM Matt, guiding you on your pirate adventure through the seas of Corsair. Join our party, the Human Fey Wanderer Ranger Tesha Gwyn, played by Bobby, the Sea Elf Pirate Kensei Monk Trigger, played by Seth, and the Owlin Swords Bard, played by Alan, as they do their best to navigate this new world and find their place in it. In Corsair, where piracy is freedom, and freedom is dangerous. Missed was last time. Shattered Ships. We split the party after they made their way through the underground tunnels, having reached a checkpoint with their ally Ivy pulling them out of the tunnel with the promise of putting them right back. They exit the underground of Cursed Cove and find a storm waiting for them. A flurry of activity all around as the entire town itself bustles in this storm to save whoever they can from a shipwreck. With a shipwreck on everyone's lips, with lightning surging and creating ghosts out of the ground, and the sky apparatus currently malfunctioning, our party must split in order to protect everyone. And that is where we pick up now. Somehow, for whatever reason, I wrote it down in the exact opposite order as you all appear in my chat, but that's okay. We'll start with Gwyn. Injured, tired, you stumble towards Gilda's keep. You see a flurry of activity from a distance, or at least Kachi, the captain, did, and he knew they needed backup. Even as you begin to approach, whether you're jogging or at a full sprint, we'll say Oleander is here with you. Why not? It seems
No,
epic.
I went unconscious.
Oh, you went unconscious. Oleander's gone. That's right. So you are running alone. You could use the backup, but you don't have it. And you see Gilda's Keep. As you get closer and closer, you are able to sort of navigate and divert your attention. You wind your way to the front of the keep. You see almost like a magnet. These ghosts are attaching themselves to each other and creating this just mass of shadow spectral energy. But what you see combating them, perhaps, I think for the first time, you see Lance Evenstride, a elongated spear in one hand, wielding this lance, and a shield in his other. He kind of has like this, I knew what kind of shield it was called until right now, but it's an enormous shield basically resting on the ground as he has his lance in it, using it to brace his weapon and take stabs at it. Alongside Lance, you also see with a halberd in hand, keeping her distance from the shadows, but fighting with a grace you may not expect of someone this old, Gilda Deepmaw. This halberd spinning around one by one, slashing into these creatures. Give me a perception check as you approach this battlefield, Gwyn.
On the run here, can I cast Cure Wounds on myself?
Absolutely can. You have a round or two as you were running.
Survive, so I am going to try to do that. And I got a 17 for perception.
Very nice. You see, backing up Lance right now, like his wall of a shield is in the ground. You see two small figures helping him. You see Potpourri, the pixie doctor, kind of shield, like hiding behind his shield, tossing out little spells, kind of blindly from around the corner. As you approach, and on also ducking behind his shield, you see Kettle, Crimsonwood Svetzel, presumably here helping Potpourri at the time the storm hit, teamed up with Lance, doing what she can, throwing some produced flames into this creature up ahead. As you approach, Gilda, kind of preoccupied, does not notice you. Lance focused on ahead. Potpourri also. Kettle kind of looks your way. Oh, Quinn, are you okay?
I was sent here to check on you by Kachi. We were all spread out.
I'm glad you guys, Gwen's here. Okay, get over here. And like kind of beckons you to join the Lance Potpourri Kettle trio as this kind of like shadow wave is forming. You see Gilda kind of like 10 feet away. You could also stand kind of by her. She's kind of at like the end, like a step back, like keeping these shadows from swarming the entryway. As you get close, Lance kind of like almost like a pool cue on top of the shield is like pinpoint striking these smaller shadows.
Okay, they've been compiling here. We need to take them out. Gilda's keeping them from reaching the injured inside the keep, but it's up to us to sort of take this monster down.
Sounds good, and I will pull my bow out, and I would like to get like back to back with Kettle, so stay as close to Kettle as possible. Make sure that they are safe.
Let's drop a Kettle on the battlefield as well, just for onto the map, just for fun. So back to back with Kettle. Draw your bow as the battle begins to rage around you. Trigger, you are flying through the Dockside District on your skateboard. Give me an acrobatics check. I'll say with advantage, as you've been well practiced with your skateboard.
23.
Hell yeah. You make excellent time as you...
Oh, sorry. Oh, whoa, sick grind. Yeah.
As you reach the docks, Bam is probably locked away somewhere safe, because that's what you guys told him to do. As you approach the Dockside District, you see Bubble and Weedy, the Dragonborn that you guys assisted before, shove off in a small boat. You know, you recognize it as the one that belongs to Bubble. And you see Stila Benz, the Wing of the Sea, gathering a crew to take off in one of these smaller ships. And she kind of sweeps her head and sees you approaching.
Oh, Trigger, we could use your help if you're down.
You guys like rescuing people and shit?
Yeah, we're fishing them out of the water. There's a whole batch that kind of washed up.
The term fishing is a little offensive, but I'll take it. Let's go.
You're right. You know, it is a rescue mission. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, hell yeah.
I'll hop into the water.
You hop into the water.
Swim after. Yeah.
Stila, along with you see some older sea elves and some of these sea dwarves and some other aquatically enabled crew members. A few humans and tieflings as well, at like sort of oars and things as you begin to row, or as everyone kind of begins to take up oars and row. Whether you're choosing to sort of row or keep an eye out, I'll leave that up to you as we return. Kachi, taking to the sky. You join someone who is desperately in need of backup. You see the Wing of the Sky. You see Blanche Featherin, this seagull Aarakocra, and she is doing her best, let's say, on this apparatus above you. Fighting the wind, fighting the lightning and thunder around you. You are hurtling through the sky. From moment to moment, it's a question whether you are being helped by the wind or vastly hindered as it begins to swirl and surge around you. The only constant is this electrical activity around you, arcing and bouncing off of this apparatus in the sky. And we are going to jump to that now.
Can I also take a potion of healing while I
yes.
fly up?
As you're flying and preparing, you can absolutely do that. So go ahead and roll that healing. As you sort of fly high into the air above Cursed Cove, probably higher into the sky than you've flown before in this area. Approaching. Cool. There we go. I say there we go, but apparently this map has Falcon Point. Kachi, flying high into the sky, you heard from Lance and from Gilda that someone had tampered with the protective equipment that diverts electrical activity from around Cursed Cove, but now this is the first time you've seen it. Apparently, it has been tampered with in a way that goes far, that was accelerated beyond what they thought. As you fly up into the air, you see there are a number of these diodes, these 4 sort of floating islands in the sky. They are arcing this electrical activity. Upon a quick cursory glance from our crafting blacksmith, you get the sense that there is something going on with them. They are unstable in an unhelpful way. Flying up, you see that the first one that you passed, sort of this one that is closest to you, the one that's lowest to the ground, you see Blanche on the opposite side. She's on the one that is highest in the air, and you can you just hear a string of swearing coming from Blanche as she is trying and failing to fix whatever is happening right here.
I'm imagining it's just barely able with the wind and the storm and everything to be able to yell to her.
I'll make a perception check for her. Give me a charisma-based check. Let's say if you want to go persuasion, performance, deception, intimidation, whatever works, whatever you're proficient with. This is you kind of getting her attention in the storm.
Try to do performance, just being hey. It's only a 14 though.
She does not seem to spin to notice you. Presumably, doesn't hear the sounds of your arbor forge slicing through the sky just yet.
Damn. In that case,
yep.
Well, I was gonna say, in that case, could I try to look at this thing and be
absolutely, Kachi.
What the heck is wrong?
You see one of these electrified diodes. You see it has indeed been tampered with. Upon a cursory inspection, you see that someone has pried open what was a locked kind of a lockbox. I don't want to say locked twice, but that's the only way to say it. A sort of fortified lockbox has been pried open, and you see a number of wires have been sort of pulled loose, perhaps reconnected in a way that they weren't meant to be, in a way that makes it function differently than it's supposed to. Which brings us to the challenge set before you, Kachi, is fixing these diodes. The more you try to sort of piece them together, the longer you spend on a certain diode, the easier it does get. But the longer it takes, the more peril there is for those below you, as you are the stopgap in this storm. You get the sense that these diodes are meant to collect or divert the electricity in a way that keeps them from creating curses down below. Go ahead and give me a crafting check. I'll let you choose whatever tools you are proficient with as you go to rectify the situation.
Okay. I have my smith's tools.
Absolutely, that seems to make sense. It's what you're trained on.
Yeah.
You remember making a lot of swords with your parents and your siblings, and what is a arcane creation you've assisted them as they made magical swords before, enchanted objects, maybe doing some repairs here and there for everyone in Morales. This is nothing strange. Like, a tool is a tool, a problem is a problem, and you are the craftsman to fix it. Go ahead and give me that Smith Tools check.
Cool. Choose this thing. Can I also do an Arcana check to see like what kind of magic is flowing through it? Like, I know I did the like perception to try to like see what's happening here, but to like maybe try to get a better idea of like what magic is exactly going through this mechanism.
Absolutely. I'd say give me an Arcana check with advantage, taking a moment to understand the problem at hand before rushing in.
Okay, that is a dirty 20.
Nice. As you kind of look at some of the sigils and things that are created, not only with a 20 do you pick up on the fact that there's a level of like enchantment magic that is happening here. They have been like given a property of magic. So like it is a magical item that is crafted for this purpose. It's not necessarily an evocation kind of element that's creating this. You also notice some of the runes and symbols, and you recognize them from Lester's spellbook. It seems like some elements of this, like the original craftsman, may have been Lester.
Damn. Okay. Did I already use that? I think I did. Ooh, did I? Wait. Okay, cool. While I look at that, I'll go ahead and try to Smith tool my way into that as
Nice.
a noodle on that.
Smith tools to start this off. If you had a box of Doom, it would be there. A DC 25.
25! Shit. Alright, that's a 14 to start off with.
DC 14 to start it off with. That's okay. You make headway. So you like find a way to sort of piece this together. And in that, you are also not noticed by Blanche. Unfortunately, rolled a 6 on a perception check. You get to work, and you start to try to piece things together. The result down below in Cursed Cove is that these creatures continue to form. So they are bolstered in the areas around Gilda's Keep, where you, Gwyn, are positioned. So Gwyn, Kettle, Potpourri, Lance, and Gilda fighting off this enormous creature. Now, the way that this is going to work, not like a normal combat situation, it is more corruption than it is an enormous beast fighting at others. You see, it's like these tendrils it's shooting out aren't slashing, they're not punching. They are trying to possess. They are looking to try to take over someone or something. How this works, it's going to roll a luck check to see who it goes for. It'll roll, whoever it is will try to resist it. The DC is equivalent to, the DC is based on the repairs that Kachi is making up in the sky. At any point, Gwyn, if you would like to jump in front of this possession, you are able to. So if you are worried that someone won't be able to resist this, then you are able to do so. This is going to be a charisma-based saving throw in order to overcome and defeat this creature. It does get stronger over time, but the DC gets lowered based on Kachi's success.
Okay.
It is currently, I'm going to roll a d6 to see who it goes for. Actually, Gwyn, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
2.
You are going to be number 2. That is a 6, which means it's gonna go for Gwyn. Gwyn is 6 and 2. So there's going to be a charisma saving throw from Gwyn.
13.
A 13 on round 1 is enough to pass.
It's good. It's good.
There is something I forget that I continue to forget. As it stands, I think Kachi is the one who wears this charm, but I'd say anyone can have access to it. There is a natural 1 at play, thanks to Doubt's amulet.
Okay.
Which is essentially a divination wizard feat, or divination wizard skill. If anyone would like to replace a roll with a 1, they are able to do so for themselves or an enemy. So this monster swirls around, tries to surge into Gwyn, and you are able to resist. As you do, you get the sense that as it kind of bounces back, it summons these creatures to its aid and gets a little bit stronger as another lightning bolt strikes. Does seem to get stronger as this continues. As like it surges for you, Gilda kind of looks in your direction, like, I can protect you as well. Lance is sort of bogged down over there. You and the goblin are doing just fine, but know that I can help you as well.
Sounds good.
Ooh.
Just keeping an eye on Kettle.
And like keeps like spinning and flashing around. How is Gwyn looking at the moment, health-wise?
I am bloodied, but I'm trying to hide that I'm injured.
Give me a deception check.
So, because I don't want to look like we were doing something. Oh. That I didn't roll at all. 14.
Night. You see that Potpourri and Lance don't give you a second look. Gilda may have like linger on like so like a slash or something that you've received. Like look, like notice that you see like Gilda kind of clocks like, huh, like Gwyn doesn't look great, and Kettle puts a hand on your back and casts Cure Wounds. So you get 13 health back.
Thank you, Kettle. I look much healthier.
I'm glad you showed up. I don't like my parents are freaking out. We got a whole bunch of people coming their way. I tried.
Who do we fight for? Or what do we fight for? What do we fight for?
Cove? I'm just trying to get to my mom and dad's place to help. Old habits, I guess. What are you talking about?
It's just a joke.
You get the sense that Kettle isn't a high enough rank to know this question.
To get to the next question. Interesting. Okay.
That is Gwyn and these ghost creatures. Trigger, are you helping to row to get
Receiving.
What was that?
I got my peepers out looking for peeps.
Peepers out, perception. You climb the mast and you're kind of like holding on, continuing to keep an eye out. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
It's 22.
Hell yes, Trigger. Looking out, you see a number of people doing their best to swim for it. As Stila and the boat that you were on continues to press onward, Stila encouraging everyone to row faster and faster and faster, swim harder. Stila kind of looks to you, herself having jumped in on rowing duties as well. Reposition you. You are in the thick of it very quickly. The winds helping to send all of you out towards the entrance to the cove.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just trying to point out everywhere. Okay, there's one on your left. No, wait, I'm on a boat. Port side. And there's one, two. I realize I don't understand how time works either. Straight ahead of you, there's a person.
With the 22, you see kind of the people that are laid out, the people that are the strongest swimmers who've made it this far already. You see, I mean, probably because of their size, they're able to swim. You see a minotaur carving through the water, like in a somewhat of a panic. You see like almost like it's hard to see in the water, but you manage to pick them out. A Harengon, like this like rabbit folk individual, like black fur, almost blends in like a dangerous way considering what's going on around you. And then you see a human, what seems to be an adult, helping a small tiefling child continue to swim. You see these four. What you also see with a 22, not necessarily what you see, but what you feel, is a familiar presence out beyond the veil of Cursed Cove. There is a ship that you are familiar with, Trigger, and it appears to be very, very close.
Why?
And another group of people.
You feel in the air the Gorgon's gaze is just beyond Cursed Cove, not close enough to see, close enough to feel, and unfortunately close enough to hear. All you hear rippling, as much as the wind is tearing through the cove, the booms of thunder. You hear a single word over the course of all this storm. A word that reverberates through the rocks itself, carrying across everyone swimming. Fear. Give me a wisdom saving throw. As this word ripples through the cove, Trigger, your arm begins to almost itch and feel uncomfortable as the brand you've given yourself almost burns a little. You will make this with disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
Okay, my first one's a natural 20. Second one is a 3, so it's a 6.
You fight so dearly to resist a overwhelming and creeping sense of fear prickling at the back of your neck, a similar fear you got whenever you maybe stepped out of line, the worry that the captain would hold you accountable for one thing or another, hoping that perhaps a silly jibe or playful antic or an act of innocent juvenile nature would be enough to save you. And you freeze, unable to help anyone swimming in the ocean here. And you see a similar sense of fear rack all of them. Stila kind of at the helm of her ship, kind of looking between everyone. She kind of like shakes her head for a moment, looking up at you. Hey, you alright up there? What we got?
I'm going to... Is there a crow's nest up here?
It's like there's like a crossbar on the mast where you can like put your feet. It's not a big enough ship to have a crow's nest.
No, but I'll use it to wrap my arms around my legs, and I'll kind of sit down in the closest approximation to a fetal position, kind of just like just gonna small guy.
Okay. Which brings us back up to Kachi. Storm swirling below you, lightning striking all around you. You almost feel this rhythmic sense of this lightning striking as it hits one of these diodes. Like you are right next to it. Every time it like ricochets down to the one that you are at, like your feathers just kind of inflate like you were struck with something. And you get the sense that, like, okay, if I can fix this one, it will absorb the others.
Shit. Okay.
You've made some headway, so
okay.
it is easier.
I can't do anything. Can I? How far did those go? Fuck. Okay. Come on. You could do this. Easy. Easy peasy. Fuck. 13. 14.
As you like do your best to fix these wires, like you're almost like trying to remember any like bit of like insight or like tips or tricks your parents passed on to you, but anything you're trying to remember from like your mom about enchanting like these arcane devices is drowned out by like the jibing, like the teasing of your siblings, like your brother, this bulky fighter. You're not strong enough to work the forge. Your sister, this incredible craftsman, this incredible crafter. You lack the necessary touch. You don't have the gift, kid, and you are unable to stem the lightning surging through the area.
Would you count these checks as an action?
I have been thinking of them as an action.
Okay.
As like that is what
No
you're like
worries,
actively engaged in doing. So if there's a bonus action or a movement you'd like to do, I'd say go for it.
No, the one thing I want to do, the one thing I want to do is an action, and I'm well
Oh, what is it?
over the range. I wanted to try to like. I should have done it when I was flying up, but because this is like the closest one, I wanted to send message to Blanche. But I don't want to like give up on this one, because if I can get this one and she can get that one,
I'll allow this. Give me an Arcana check with advantage. Give me a flat Arcana check, and this is like, amidst the crafting, are you able to get Blanche's attention?
Okay, 17.
That is enough for her to perceive it. But you get through the storm, and Blanche, like her classic, she kind of like lives at a panic. Like, okay.
Yo, come over here. We can help each other.
Okay. And Blanche prepares to do just that. So next round, she'll be able to back you up.
Amazing. Okay. Yay, shenanigans.
Let's do some help actions, shenanigans. Blanche will be able to reach you, which brings us to Gwyn, still fighting down below. That's going to be D6. You see this shadowy cloud begins to billow kind of all around you, having tried to like snake around to latch onto you. Instead, you feel it is like it hits the shield and kind of wraps around it, these tendrils forming like fingers, beginning to almost like walk themselves on like up and around the shield onto Lance's arm. It feels like it is trying to possess Lance.
Can I run over in that direction? I'll fire like arrows on my run. Ideally trying to get it to hit me so that I can use my telekinetic reprisal to push it off.
Ooh. Okay.
So, like, I'm better at shooting, so I would want to shoot, and then get in its face.
Nice.
Essentially.
Okay, give me
I'm willing to use pedal to do this.
Give me a deception check. As these strikes are firing. I'll say give me either a deception check or an attack roll, and we'll count that as like a skill check.
Deception check of 25.
That beats its perception. So in lieu of volunteering yourself to make a saving throw, or I'll say instead of Lance, like as it's like going on to Lance, you try to anger it enough that it goes for you, and you can do your reprisal and push it away, giving everyone else a chance, giving this round another win in the another one in the win column for this party here.
Nice. One more of those. But that's really it. I don't really think I know what's going on. I was just told, get here, and then I see Kettle, so I'm kind of detaching from the rest of the trio right now.
Like back to back, like you and Kettle kind of whispers to you. It's trying to possess people and then like take away the will to live. Like it's not good. It honestly almost got a hold of a that guy Bam.
You got Bam?
It almost did, but we got here just in time. Bam's
Oh,
safe.
good.
Bam ran home, but if it touches you, it's not good.
Oh.
And that takes us to... Oh, and then Kettle will cast Guidance on you, Gwyn, for next time. And that takes us to Trigger out in the ocean. This overwhelming sense of fear embodying everyone sort of in this area, except for Stila, who passed. Looking around, you see these four kind of people around you. As they're overcome with this fear, they stop swimming, and they are in danger. Is there one that Trigger would be like instinctively try to go for?
Am I able to? In my state of fear?
In your state of fear, you are not, like, speed isn't reduced to necessarily to 0. You just feel this sense of dread in the back of your head.
Okay.
So there's a Minotaur, this Harengon, a human, seemingly, it seems to be, it gives like the energy of a parent, and a tiefling kid.
But I can't tell who's struggling the most. Well, they're all sinking.
They all appear to be stricken with fear.
Do I not have to pass any checks or anything?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm going to put the plunger bus directly next to my head for a moment, and I'm going to fire up in the air. To try and jar myself and or anyone else.
That's cool as
around
hell.
me out of a state
Give
of fear.
me another wisdom saving throw.
Hero. That's a 12.
You like
It's
try.
getting
You think
there.
to like shock yourself out of this, but you just remember the first time you like fired a pistol, and the Cyclops' voice was one of those encouraging you to aim it at people.
Well, that's not helpful then, Nat. I'm probably... gonna... I don't know, like, I don't feel like I can make a decision right now. I'll probably drop the gun to the boat below.
Plunger puss clatters to the ground.
Probably stay where I am.
Stricken with this fear, overwhelming kind of everyone in the area. Some of those rowing down below also stricken with this. You hear one more word over these winds. You hear drow. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
The dirty 20.
Trigger. This word comes through. Looking down, you drop the plunderpuss. You see it clatter to Steela's feet, and you can see in Steela's eyes that she does not hear this second command. Only those who have the fear condition right now hear this. You see below you a quarter of those rowing stand up and jump off the boat. You see this Minotaur shakes his head and continues swimming. You see this Harengon's head go below the surface. You see this tiefling child swim, and you see their parent dip below the water. Trigger, you have saved. So as this command from your captain rings through the air, you have a choice to ignore it or obey.
It's a stupid command anyways, because I actually technically can't drown. I can kind of breathe underwater for forever. And I jump off the boat into the water.
Trigger jumps off the boat into the water. Who are you going for?
Most of the people on the boat were aquatically based in nature.
Most of them are aquatically based. There's a handful of some that aren't. So it breaks it into 5 categories. Are you saving the crew, Minotaur, Harengon, human, or tiefling?
So far, the Harengon and the human are the only ones who are affected of the new people. I'll go for the Harengon because people with fur definitely don't belong in the water.
Nice. You go to help the Harengon. Trigger, you swim up, resisting this magical aura. You get an arm onto this Harengon, this billowing cloak kind of weighing them down in a bad way. You manage to drag them to the boat, and you feel the strong arm of Steela grab onto, as you're there, there's a sense where Steela doesn't go for you, not because she doesn't care, and you immediately feel the sense it's because she trusts you to handle this.
Mm-hmm.
So she passes, grabs the Harengon, pulls them in. It's right, next one, sailor.
Aye, aye. Fourth captain. And I kick off and I go again.
It's okay.
I don't know how to have regular friendships.
Kachi, regular friendships. You have now the wing of the air here assisting you. Harengon, safe in boat. One of the survivors safe. We now jump to the sky. DC is even lower now. To save this, you have a help action from Blanche. The storm raging around you as Blanche comes up. I'm in over my head. I don't know what to do. How can I help you?
You're doing great. Hold this.
Okay. And Blanche has been trying to just stab the electricity with their spear, not doing much, and is able to offer you a set of steady hands. As shaky as their voice is, their hands are steady. So roll with advantage on a crafting check to fix this.
Okay, this one is a 19.
19. This is now repaired. The first of these is repaired. Now you and Blanche are able to move to the next pylon in anticipation of your next turn, and that makes things easier for those down below. Kachi, as you kind of get these wires back into place, you hammer this rune, you bring your Arbor Forge to your lips with just a little tune, almost it sounds like the slight hammering on a forge. They knit themselves back together, roll themselves in place, and a lightning strike surges. Top, middle, bottom, and you see it start to absorb and dissipate. the tendrils reaching the ground weaker than before.
Can I also tell Blanche, get to the next one? Try to do something before I can get there. You can fly faster than me. And give Blanche a bardic just to like stab at it.
Okay. Blanche has
Before
more
I
movement
can
than
get
you.
there.
Blanche is able to get there. They did give you the help action
Yes, it'll be.
last turn, but they'll try on this turn.
Yeah.
So this
Okay,
next
cool.
turn, they'll have a chance to go. So if you wanted to like divide and conquer, there's potential there.
Yeah, because I figure if they start, I'll be able to get there in the next, like, not this turn, but the one after there. So, just with, like, action dashing and everything.
Nice. Excellent. Which brings us to the ground, where this shadowy creature does not receive any assistance. The last time the DC went up for resisting it, but now with a pylon down, it does not increase this round, but it is still going to strike out to try to take over someone in the group. As much as you are trying to protect Kettle, you do see she turns to cast guidance on you as this shadowy tendril strikes out, like bypasses Walk, her turtle, and strikes in, or is attempting to strike into Kettle.
Oof. Don't love that. I would prefer it not.
I need to get Kettle's card. With a 12 on a charisma saving throw, that is not enough for Kettle to pass. As you see the shadow pierces into her chest, her eyes roll back, like inky blackness looks back at you, and I'll make a death saving throw for Kettle.
Ah!
That is a 7. Any actions from Gwyn in this moment? Kettle seems to be possessed by this creature. Doesn't seem willing to let go in this moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at like Gilda and be like, "What do we do?" I would like to try to like shake her or some sort of, maybe if I touch her, it'll go to me or something like.
Okay,
hoping-
yes. Well, if you're willing to take it on yourself, I think you could step in the way, or just sort of remind her who she is. It could help her. As Gilda keeps trying to push these little ones to keep it from joining.
Yes, I'm wondering because I didn't know if the ring of mind shielding would help me in any way. I didn't know because like it doesn't seem to be quite.
It's a possession.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just didn't know. I didn't know what the vibe was
I
of
like the
this.
idea. I'll say if you
It's like
are
trying
willing
to
to jump
convince me
in
that-
Kettle's place, you would then have like advantage on your death saving throws.
Yeah, I think that's where we're starting because I
Nice.
think I'm panicked, and that's the first thing I thought of. And then what Gilda just said will click in a second.
Nice. Kettle fails this one. Fails the death saving throw as this possesses her. Gwyn moves to jump in her place on this turn. No death saving throws needed for this round. Kettle's was this round. Yours would be next round, but it does keep Kettle out of harm's way. You basically like grab her, roll, put you between her and this creature as Gilda and Lance do their best to shield the keep and everything around it.
Sure.
Trigger, having succeeded against the Cyclops' magic thus far, you've saved one of those who is drowning. You feel no more magical pulses coming your way. In the water, you do see the Minotaur is doing his best to stay afloat. This tiefling child is swimming but looks scared, and this human is nowhere to be seen.
I swim over towards the child. Yeah. Hey, do you know that guy who's, not, he kind of went down below?
That's my dad.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I can't make you an orphan. We can't have any more orphans. Okay.
I don't want to be an orphan anymore.
No, you're
I'm
not
an orphan anymore.
No, you're not gonna, and you never will be. Well, you will be eventually. But anyways, I swim down, offering the wrong words of advice.
Give me a perception check, Trigger.
Perception?
Perception, he's been underwater. I'd say you're a sea elf. Give me it with advantage. He's been underwater
duck
for
my
a
head
round,
under?
so you're trying to find him in the inky blackness now.
16.
You do spy this human. You are able to grab his hand. DC 15. You get him to the surface and get him to the boat. 2 of the 4... actually, as you grab onto him, you like you touching him, he begins to swim to help you. He breaks this charm effect from the Cyclops. As you grab onto him, he begins to help you swim, so that you two are able to get back to the boat. Once again, steal a hand on this guy's belt and just rolls him over the boat.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going back until yeah.
Nice. You prepare for the next round. Kachi, that is going to be you and Blanche. Blanche is going to make a Tinker Tool check. That is a 14. Blanche adds plus 2 for a 16 and a D8.
And a D8. Yep.
Oh. That is a 4 for a DC 20. Blanche, having looked to you, is able to, you see another lightning strikes, weakening this surge. Oh my god, I did it too! Okay, oh yeah, I got it!
Good job! Get to the next one!
Okay! Blanche, still panicking, is able to use her movement and a bonus action to get to the final plinth, trusting you to get this next one. With the winds and everything around you, you're able to use your movement to get to the next one.
Okay. Oh, perfect. So this one, all the way, or this one over to the left?
Top right, you're able to get to.
Okay.
The map is more for
Oh my
aesthetic than an accurate representation of distance.
I was gonna say, Matt. I mean, we can do accurate. I'm just gonna get there in 4
You can
rounds.
action dash all you want, but this is more a picture for the theater of the mind that's happening.
Amazing, great, cool. So I get to roll on this one as well.
Roll on this one as well for your tools check. Unfortunately, no help action from Blanche, but the DC is only 20 now. It doesn't start at 25 like the last time.
That would help if I didn't roll a 2.
Ooh.
So.
Shout out to the 2.
Not that good. No. Shout out to the 2 crew.
You can swap it for a natural 1 if you'd like. Unfortunately,
Ooh.
Doubt's roll was not good for this sort of thing. Which brings us to
I'll hold
win.
off.
Blanche fixed one of the pylons, so DC does not go up once again. So as this shadow is surging around, it is currently latched onto you. So you need to start off by giving me a death saving throw. You can make with advantage from the power of this ring of mind shielding.
7.
That is going to be 1 in the negative column. So this possession is then happening, and it's going to surge. No, it's not, because it did not get more power this round, so it just stays latched on to Gwyn. Kettle, you can feel her try to like take your place again, but
You don't
like
know anything about me, baby.
feels you actively resisting this. So instead, she's going to cast resistance on you. So next round, you have a D4 on your saving throws, which includes death saving throws.
Thank you, Kettle.
And that takes us to Trigger. As you're in this ocean here, face down with all of these, with the survivors, in a position that you were not so distant from last time. You look around between the two that are still here. I'm going to roll for the crew. Crew manages to come to their senses. They are no longer in danger. With a nat 20, they resist the Cyclops' magic. With that, you get the sense of like this overwhelming fear effect and controlling effect is something that you never really saw the Cyclops do at this level before. It seems like, from what you knew, he is stronger. But whatever happened, he's outside of the cove now, baby. And there are 2 survivors still here with you. The Tiefling kid and this Minotaur. Who is Trigger going to go for?
Can I like call out to the Minotaur like, "Hey dude, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't think I can carry you. Can you kind of make your way over here to this boat? Like, don't get in, but just like hold on to it."
As you kind of cast this out into the ocean, give me a persuasion check.
Yoki. 2 crew. That's a 3.
And then roll a d6 for me. Let me know if it's odds or evens.
It's an even. That's another 2.
You try to shout. As you shout, water goes into your mouth. Not a huge deal for a sea elf, but the words don't carry to the Minotaur the way that you'd like them. But as you kind of like dip below this surface, your ears dip below, and you hear a voice that is familiar to you. Always looking out for others, aren't you, little one? Can't say how to do something different. You got this. Keep them from my locker, Trigger. I don't want to see any of these, right? As Nico Stiletto bolsters you from the depths.
Okay, it's starting to get a little weird that that's happening not when I'm dying. Okay. And I will go for the child.
Nice. You go for this tiefling kid. You're like, obviously someone your size. They appear to be about your age. Like, you throw kind of your arm around their shoulder as you swim.
Hey, do you know what skateboarding is? Okay, I'm going to give you a crash course right now. This is what I'm going to call surfboarding from now on, all right? Just kind of hold on to my back. And we're going to ride a sick curl.
Thanks.
We really...
arms
ride the wave.
around your neck. My name's Grit.
I don't fucking care.
Okay.
No, wait, Grit. No, wait, never mind. I do care. I actually care. I'm sorry.
There's a lot going on. It's okay.
Yeah.
As you get Grit to the boat, Stila pulls them on board, and they plop on the side. As the last remaining survivor here, this Minotaur. Trigger, you look out the entrance to the cove. You see, like, the Gorgon. You probably see, like, the hull of the Gorgon's gaze, perhaps through, like, this magical shroud and mist.
Oh, I can see it.
But like almost like a silhouette of it next to a much, much smaller ship. Seems to be probably like a single-masted ship that is like mostly intact as it kind of goes against the rock wall, and you can see it starting to the mast is starting to sink below the waterline.
Man, that would look so cool if I was on the big ship right now. Okay.
Kachi up in the sky, doing your best to fix this, to fix these diodes. That's going to be you. DC did go down last round, so it is now a 15 as you've done some work on it, which is the same DC as Blanche, but she doesn't have a Bardic Inspiration this time.
Thank God. 19.
Oh, hell yeah. Unfortunately, Blanche got a 9, so it only becomes a 11, but she does lower the DC of this top one, so the DC is now 10 for next round. Because you have successfully stopped one of these diodes, there is only one left to repair to keep the storm from surging and getting worse on the ground below. Blanche kind of I gotta be honest, Kachi, I'm in over my head. Not my thing.
You're doing great.
I don't think
Just
that's true.
Red wire, black wire. Red, blue wire, yellow, sometimes green.
What? As Blanche begins to panic, but you are able to fly up next to her. She's ready to give you the help action for next round. That brings us back to the ground with Gwyn. We need another death saving throw with advantage from mind shielding, and you have a D4 from resistance.
22.
Oh, that is a positive column. This shadow kind of lifting you off of the ground, but as it does, you kind of keep your posture and just okay, instead of possession, your shoulders kind of shrug back into place, almost like you're kind of owning it. As Potpourri's there, I'm a healer. I don't. This is beyond me. As Gilda kind of looks up at you, all right, I knew you had it in you, Gwyn. Lance kind of behind the shield, tries to pull Kettle back behind the shield.
Right this way. Keep your distance, little one.
And Kettle kind of shoves him aside, not a chance, and casts resistance again on you. DC does not go up. It cannot move. No, it does move this time because... No. Kachi fixed the third diode on this round, so it cannot move. It has no action, and so you will stay possessed, but it doesn't get worse.
Are these death saves that you're making?
It is.
Yeah.
Did you take the same thing that I did back in the dreamscape?
Yes, I forgot. I forgot.
You
I
sure
forgot.
do. So
Yeah.
So Gwyn,
I was thinking, well, I have 3.
2 death
Oh
saves
my
down.
god!
You were being real casual. I'm like,
The other number was a 4. Do you understand?
1 death save away. Even in this Gwyn, as this is rattling around, you almost feel yourself as if you were dreaming back in this path. On the other end of this, you see this fighter in this shrouded in shadow, looking back at you.
That's not the way you're supposed to go down.
I know, but I'm also promised that I can't let this child die.
Keep fighting. The path isn't often wrong.
Okay. I'm trying.
Trigger. In the water, only 1 survivor left. This Minotaur, you tried to call out to them before, but they are the last survivor, still kind of struggling. You see, strong. You'd think they'd be more kind of capable with this strength, but they appear to be no longer afraid, no longer like they've resisted the drowning, but they do seem like confused, maybe panicked. They don't seem to be swimming as strongly as you'd expect.
You ever see a cow in water? Man, it's not great. I look around because, again, I don't think that this is somebody that I'm going to be able to support. What's the driftwood situation around me? What looks like a floatable piece of something I can bring to this dude?
As like pieces, like you see like this small ship kind of drift down. You see like probably part of like a railing has like drifted over into the cove. Maybe it's probably like what that like Dad and Tiefling were holding on to as they got like thrown from the ship. You see that it's like a piece, like a sizable raft that you could probably get to this Minotaur.
Okay, yep, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna kick, and I'm gonna try and bring it right on over to him.
Nice. You get over to this Minotaur, get this driftwood.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah, I recently learned that I should apparently ask people's names when I save their lives. What the fuck's your name?
Holston. Thank you. Who are you?
I'm the person who saved your life. Kick with me, okay?
Okay,
We're gonna go back to the boat.
Yeah.
And,
actually, gosh, is there enough room on the boat for him?
Oh yeah, it seems like although the boat is like fairly small, like Minotaur are big, like medium /
I don't want this to be like a
He'll still be
Titanic
good.
issue, right?
Yeah, it'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Begins kicking and like curses in Minotaur as he kind of goes. If you've picked up anything from Gwyn, who speaks Minotaur, it's basically just like get the gist of just like holy shit.
Is that Loxodon?
Minotaur.
It's different. Oh yeah, no, sorry. I only know how to say fuck me right in the eye socket in Loxodon. My bad. I don't. Actually know.
Yeah, I know that one. It says it in Loxodon as well.
Oh. Well, yeah. No, I like what you kind of did with a little bit of like an accent.
Not as practiced. Big guys gotta stick together, right? And kind of like nudges your shoulder.
Yeah, big guys. And kick.
Kick. You get to the boat. Stila goes and like sizes up the Minotaur, pulls you on board first, and then helps you get the Minotaur kind of on board before kind of like collapsing back into the boat.
Not bad, kid. I'm glad you're here, Trigger.
Me too. Are there anybody else out there? Can I go to sleep now?
I got everybody. You can chill in the back, or climb the crow's nest wherever you feel comfortable. We just gotta get back to shore.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna gently, as I walk, where's the hair gone?
He's probably like he like went to the back. You see, there's like this like a sea dwarf who has just like a bunch of pouches around them, and she has like almost like waterproof cloaks thrown on the 4 survivors in the back of the boat.
Oh, I was gonna like gently rest my head on the softest thing I could imagine, which was probably the rabbit. But no,
and sit down and
no, it's okay. That'd be pretty uncoral of me. I curl up underneath the bench and I fall asleep.
You go to the bench and fall asleep. The rocking of the ship in the storm calming you, Trigger. Which brings us to the sky once more. Blanche is here to give you a help action. Kachi, you are. This is the she lowered the DC. It is a DC 10 to repair this final diode.
Okay. All right, Blanche. We're gonna get the lightning to weld it together.
We're not doing shit. You're doing it.
Amazing. 21.
Kachi, you use the lightning
What?
as a source of heat to weld the panels back together. The diodes have been repaired, and the lightning storm around you begins to quiet ever so slightly. Blanche kind of like spear and like this floating island and just kind of rests against it. Okay, right. Should get to the Forgotten Escape and help get the survivors settled. Whew.
What?
Help get Maryland and Skipshot's place. That's where we bring everybody. It's where you know where it is. Yeah.
You forgot your keys?
It is. Follow me.
Okay.
And Blanche takes a breath and begins flying down to the surface once again. With the storm dissipating, there are no more shadows being added once again. The shadow has no actions that remain. All that is left is for Gwyn to survive a last round embattled with this creature, with advantage from the ring of mind shielding and resistance from Kettle. Give me one last death saving throw, and we'll hope it's not the last.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm obviously going to use these dice because it's like the main dice.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what is the other die to use? We have Spark. This is like conversation dice. This is Oleander dice. And this is usually like battle dice.
I feel like Oleander might be good.
Oleander, yeah.
Well, Oleander's no 3 natural ones. So
then no,
Oleander's
do not do
not
Oleander.
doing too good.
Go for red. Kettle is a wildfire druid.
Okay.
There you go.
I like that.
So maybe that's
Yeah.
maybe that's the move.
Oh no. Oh no.
I can't
no.
really. I see one number. It's a 5, so that's not great. And I can't see the other number, but it looks like a single digit. Oh my god, it's 4. It's 4.
You get a D4 though, right?
No, a +2. 5 plus 4 would be 9, which would still fail. Oh my god, I got a 7. I'm dead. I died. I died. Oh my god.
The storm surges around all of you. It's coming to a close.
Oh my
As
god.
these shadows billow into Gwyn, Kettle doing her best to resist, to help, Lance keeping Potpourri safe, Gilda fighting away these shadows, the storm itself swirling around all of you. Gwyn, you feel a sudden stillness, a pool in 2 different directions. The storm is no longer with you. On one end, you hear the twinkling of chimes, something almost otherworldly. And in the other, you hear the drip, slow drip, drop, like water on a still pool. In both directions feel familiar in this moment. Both calling to you, both reaching out. One feels more finite. The other perhaps even more familiar. Which does Gwyn reach out to in this moment?
One is the twinkling of bells
Bells and
And
chimes.
and chimes.
Something otherworldly.
And the other one is dripping still water, which is like terrifying bad. But this is like glittery bad, which I think is more like past energy. I don't like that. And I almost feel like if I go this way, I'm dying. I died. But I think I'm gonna go towards the dripping of water. I have no idea why, but I feel like I'm following, like I'm fighting all survival instincts, I guess.
You walk in the direction of this dripping. Drip, drip, drip. And you find yourself in a familiar place, sitting at the feet of Nico Stiletto. You see
Here's the downside of being the god of death. I didn't ask for this. You didn't ask for a lot of which is handed to you. Look here, Gwyn. And you see, like, up above you, projected in the sky, Kachi flying through the air with Blanche. Trigger on a boat, collapsed, hiding under a bench. I had eyes like them once. Great potential. I thought I was expendable. Turns out, by accident, I was given more power than any of the others before. There's someone out there, quite a few people, trying to take a similar level of power for themselves. You know at least one of them, Gwyn. I think you know that. I can't make a habit of this. Let's say I look the other way. Who can I take in your place?
Bam Bugbear.
No hesitation.
Is that the bad? Yeah, I think that's the safest cheap answer. I almost said Gilda, but I feel like that would have like world alternatives. So we fucked him up anyways. Bam Bugbear. This is like episode 1 of Death Note.
Whoa.
Yeah, we save a child, we kill a child, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing I'm checking. Hold on.
He was dead.
Do you remember,
He's
like,
dead anyway.
there's, like, the
Think
the
about
dwarf.
that very long.
Well, remember that asshole that we met down in the cave, like, Jaws or whatever? Remember the dwarf that stole from our home? Do you remember, like, I feel like we've encountered, like, I feel so bad for Bam.
I also understand the theme of this is important, right? It has to. You can't just be like, "Oh, also kill one of my enemies."
It's true.
He would get it.
Yeah.
Nico Stiletto gets that this is a sacrifice. We liked him. He's just our fall guy, and if he fell hard. Yeah.
Doing him a favor, killing him before they can.
I have a soft spot for Trigger, so you're lucky there. We'll take Banner, but from you, I need a promise.
Okay, sure.
You know the caretakers. If I'm not mistaken, we could deal with one. Mine is gone. You need to find the caretaker of death to replace Violet.
Do they have to go in the mirror?
No.
No, that's not wrong.
No, it'd be better for you to deliver them to somewhere useful. Bring them. Find someone worthy. And bring them to the rest of the caretakers.
Oh.
Checking a
I can do that. I'm really good at people.
You'll find them, bring them to the Western Spire. But for that, you'll need to get out of this cove. Do you have an accord, Gwen?
Absolutely.
Of course. And Nico, like, offers a hand.
And I will shake on it.
She grabs your hand. You're, like, shaken awake as, like, Kettle is kind of like, no, Gwen. It's gone. You're okay. It's gone. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm just, I have really bad circulation, so sometimes it just feels like I'm dying. Is everything okay?
You see, you look kind of like from like the ground where you are, you look up. Kettle, Potpourri seems to have like elixirs or potions or something out around you, but like your health feels fine. It was literally like a will to like kind of keep fighting, a will to live that was bringing you down. And as like Kettle is here with you, Lance seems to have like off in the distance. You hear him kind of like barking orders to someone else, and Gilda kind of halberd in the ground, kind of leaning on it, letting Potpourri and Kettle do their thing. Glad to see you,
Ooh, well, let's
Gwen.
get inside.
Of course. Cattle, your mums may have seen something like this. No offense, Potpourri. Others could probably use your help. Potpourri, Kettle, do you mind getting Gwen over to the Forgotten Escape? I'll help bolster Lance and make sure everything else is in order. Glad you pulled through, Gwen.
Like, it's so in my own head right now. Absolutely. I need to go home.
Kettle kind of looks to you, like kind of like squeezes like your hand, like get in position, like help you up. Like I can take Gwen home. Potpourri, you know how to get to my mom's bar, right? I'll take you home.
Yeah, and I can walk Kettle home.
Yeah. I can crash with
Yeah.
you. It's okay.
No, everything's fine. I'll just stay here.
Let's go to the bar. It's okay.
We should go to the bar.
Yeah.
And okay.
Kettle like pulls you up and does like the like arm over the shoulder, but she's half goblin, so it's kind of like stooped a little bit. The two smallest assistants helping Gwen get through this town, a pixie and a half goblin, half elf, as you continue onward toward the Forgotten Escape. And that is where we'll end it with tonight. Gwen, having narrowly avoided death, made a pact with the god of death, as Trigger and Kachi have helped defend Cursed Cove.
Kachi, I have this really great idea for you.
Let me hear it.
What if you did this?
What if you multi-class?
What if I-